so I'm gonna make this as fast as possible. With the necklace, I bought these beads off Amazon. They were actually this green color. As you can see, it's not even perfect, because it was very hard to paint these. Like I had to make the necklace and then I had to paint it hanging up, spray paint. And when you paint obviously plastic and you're painting like so much of these little things together, you're gonna have inconsistencies like that, and shit's not gonna hold. Obviously you'll have like shit dripping, shit sticking. Like it was a mess. It took like 3 coats for me to like properly paint it, and even then you can see like it's not all the way perfect. And I knew I wasn't gonna like hand paint them one by one, hell no. So that's how I did that, and I had to make each string different lengths in order to get that like different level effect on my chest. And so I made this one and this one, so I have 2 of them. And they're supposed to be like different levels all the way down, but like it was so hard, I couldn't perfect it. But that's what I did with that. And then obviously I just bought these from Michael's and just put these in between on that last one. This one I bought from somebody on Facebook. Then I bought these stones, these marbles from Michael's, and made that necklace with that. And then I told y'all about the clay with the plugs. Actually, if I were to do this over again, I would do it differently, but that was the premise of that, using clay in order to shape it, in order to make it look like more of a rock texture. And I spray painted those the same color with the green gloss as the beads. These I got from Michael's as well, just basic shit. These are leftover feathers from my headpiece, that I just attached to that. Michael's wire and obviously the thread, the yarn. This is just fabric that I got from Walmart. I put Velcro on the outside and on the inside a piece of Velcro, so I just strapped it around my leg, and I have these shells that I got from Michael's attached to that. Same thing over there. And then I got this from Amazon. It was a shitty like bright red though, and I painted it more of like a darker red and spray painted a little bit to make it look more real. Obviously it's just, yeah. And I had already had this knife, this dagger, so all I did was attach it to my waistband. But yeah, this shit's super sick. And of course the thread, the fabric, I got this from Walmart as well, and I just cut it to my liking. This also I got from Walmart as well. All of this, I don't know what the fuck you would call this, because it's not leather. It's pleather, fucking fake leather. And I stitched some of it, hot glued some of it, and then again Velcro right there, and made it tight as I could around my waist. And as you can see, I added a little psh 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 because I was freeballing it. Yeah, and the shoes, I got this hide from Hobby Lobby. Obviously that's not vegan. If I were to be living in that civilization at that time, I would not be vegan. But yes, I'm fully aware. And it was only like $5, and I got the idea from making like moccasins. Like I saw that you can buy a moccasin making kit, and I was like, well fuck, I'm not gonna buy that thing. It was like $30. Like I'm trying to keep the cost as low as possible. So I bought like a little $5 bag of hide, and then I got 2 really old soles. Two soles from like a couple shoes that I had, a couple old shoes that I had. And then I just kind of shimmied together all this shit, and yeah, lots of hot glue. There's no sewing going on here actually. So yeah, that's how I did that. With the cape I got from Amazon as well. It was just like a regular cape. It was a regular like Halloween cape with the hood. It had a hood on it. So I cut the hood off. And then adjusted it to where I could, have this going on with it. So I cut the hood off, and then I folded all this in, adjusted it properly to like my jewelry and everything. And then I got that together, which you can see is actually a lot of hot glue as well. This was rushed though. I will say this was rushed. If I had the time, I would have sewn it, but it was definitely rushed for sure. I got it on Saturday. I got the cape on Saturday. Can you believe that? On Saturday. So once I got the cape done, then I already had the clay. This is clay, so I had these pieces of clay already ready for me, and I just basically hot glued them onto these ends, and then in between I hot glued this shit, these little chains in between to make it, you know, to give it that aesthetic to where it's just hanging on my chest. So, and this has some weight to it. I mean, it's nice, it's cool. Like, it worked out really well. I've never done anything like that, so I was really surprised. And of course this motherfucker here, which took me, you know, more time than anything I've shown you so far. Oh wait, here's the staff as well. This I just bought from Party City. It was that color, that grayish color, all the way down. So basically I just painted the whole thing brown, that stick brown, and then I wrapped that shit around it. This thing right here, I don't even know, like, I don't know where to start. I have inspo that I used, like, to determine what route I wanted to take. So when I had that basic idea, I just got wood, which this is actual wood. This is not fucking cardboard. It's very thin wood. I mean, it's super strong. And I just kind of, first I started with tracing out this entire piece to get a base, a foundation of what I was going to work with, and then from there I just kind of built on top of that, and obviously had this in a certain spot to make sure that I was gonna like be able to formulate everything and have everything like composed properly. That's what was important more than anything, is composition. So I wanted to make sure that I could do this shit properly without it looking, you know, not authentic. I wasn't gonna walk around with something like that, and I definitely wasn't gonna spend weeks working on something that was not genuine or did not look genuine. So yeah, I was very meticulous about the whole process. That's just how I am when I'm creating anyway. So yeah, when I had the base, you know, I had to figure out color grading, what colors I was gonna go with, what complementary colors I was gonna work with. Of course, I love green and red aspects, and this color, the burnt orange and the blue feathers, I was already going to do, like, regardless. So I kind of based it off of that, like what can complement these feathers. So I knew that green would be an amazing to complement, as well as, you know, all of my other shit that I had going on, the jewelry and the cape. And then, you know, I bought this thing right here, and it was just this color. The entire thing was this color. So I painted, you know, around it, or just the entire thing. That way I can kind of use those colors to complement the other colors that I had going on. This is a piece of clay. It's super hard, and basically I made the shape of these two to be identical to each other, and then I wrapped it with yarn and just hot glued it to the back of that. But when I did that also, I glued 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feathers to the back of it, and same with this one over here. So you have these two right here, and then I have the orange feathers, the hot orange feathers going around. Obviously those are hot glued as well. Everything's just like hot glued in the back. These are glued to this as well, the wood, but I had to use wood glue because hot glue, it would not stick. So I had to use a lot of wood glue. Like, there's a lot of wood glue going on here for sure. These were like this color right here. So I painted these, and then I knew I wanted them to stand out, so I put Mod Podge on them so they can have that like kind of clear coat to them. And yeah, as far as these right here, these are just like those little glass marbles that you would see. I got those from Amazon. I got these from Michael's, the yarn from Michael's, the fabric from Walmart again, the wood from Home Depot. And yeah, that's basically how it went. So I just covered the whole back with fabric, the fake fur, the faux fur, whatever the fuck you call it. So yeah, so once I had that done, you know, that was the main issue, was figuring out like how I can make this like as beautiful as possible. And in doing so, the entire time I did not know how I was gonna get it on my head. Like, I had an idea, but I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do this until about, I want to say like 4 days before Halloween, 3 or 4 days before Halloween. And then that's how it happened. So basically, what I did was I got a bunch of I don't know if you can see that on here, but these are headbands, kind of like what you would just tie your hair back with. For anybody that has long hair, they're hard, like they're plastic headbands, and they're really tough. So like I had to stretch them and tie them to here. Well, first of all, I had to make a formation of them around my head, and I can show you a picture of that as well. So once I made a formation of them around my head, I think it was like 7 of them. I took that off, and then I reconstructed that. I hot glued the shit out of it to try and keep it as similar as possible to the shape of my head, with my hair, of course. So once I had that base, then I took that. It was like a big piece. It was this entire piece, this entire thing, front to back. Then I took that and put it in there, and I had to tie it around each piece right here in order to stretch it, and then wood glue it, not hot glue, wood glue actually. A shit ton of wood glue. Like I don't know. I'm still baffled that I actually made it work. Um, but yeah, a shit ton of wood glue for sure. And yeah, I don't know. Shit. Okay, so I did that, and once I got it super, super in there, which took a lot. It really did. I was super skeptical about it. I was like, "There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to do this," because the headbands were so tight. They were so strong. I was just like, it was so hard to keep them like this. Like I was like, "There's no way they're gonna stay like that. That wood isn't that glue is not gonna hold them," but it did hold them. Luckily, I had it propped up and tightened so tight, and I had weights on them. I had weight on the where the glue was holding, and I had a heater on it, and it fucking worked. So I was very happy about that, because like I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do if it didn't work. So after that, then I started moving. I was like, okay, I got this shit. So that's when I started to put all this fabric on here, and then I did it on the back as well. I was going to do it on the inside, and I actually did do it on the inside, but then I put it on, and it was so much more tight because I took away a little bit more space, so I ripped it out. So that's why it looks like that. But yeah, all in all, it was super like, I'm not gonna say it definitely wasn't fucking easy, but it just required brain power for sure. Um, and then after I had that down, I put it on my head. Of course, this thing is fucking, it's wobbling all over the place. You have to strap it down. So I figured I did not like I seriously did not want one of these straps under my chin, like in my neck, because it was choking me, because I had it on there with how heavy this thing is. And it's heavy because of this right here for the most part. I mean, I don't know exactly how much it weighs, but this thing has a little bit of weight to it. Like it's stone. Um, so yeah, I didn't want to be choked with these fucking, with this thread. I mean, the hide. So basically I put this, I literally have two screws. Yeah, two screws in this whole thing, and it's screwing this in and screwing this in. So there's only two screws in the whole thing, and that's for the straps. And this is hot glued in. So this goes behind my hair, tight, super, super tight, and that prevents it from falling forward. But then I had to prevent it from falling backward, which is why I have this right here. So this prevents it from falling backward. So, yeah, I mean, that was the best option that I could think of, like with the short amount of time that I had. I didn't want to be choked out by the straps, so that's where I ended up with. Yeah, I really don't know what else there is to say. I think I covered everything. I can show you guys progress pictures and shit like that. That way you know, like, this actually did happen. But yeah, it was definitely a journey. It took me like 3 weeks to put together everything, just kind of a few hours a day. I wouldn't say every day, but definitely every other day, almost every day. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I could show you guys pictures of my inspo, progress pics, and just different shit like that. But if you have any questions about it, just hit me up. Again, this was the first time that I ever did anything like this. I just knew in my mind that I could do it. Like if I am just very meticulous about how I want it and just try and strive for quality as best as possible, then I could do it. So if you feel like that with anything that you might be hesitant with doing, I would reconsider and just kind of just jump in and just do it, because that's what I do with this, and look what happened. All right, guys, see ya.